warm welcome to round 4 of the NGK F1 Powerboat Championship, which this week takes place in Springfield, Ohio. Now, Springfield saw multiple different heat winners last year, so we're looking for more of the same at this year's event. Let's take a look back now at some of the action from 2018.
Foster down to the inside of Rinker.
Rinker's right on his hip.
Get to the checkers first. Dustin Terry with his first win.
That was then. This is 2019, and going into round 4, Ashton Rinker leads the way. Chris Fairchild is keeping him honest in second, Rusty Wyatt third, Spencer Love fourth, and RJ West rounding out the top 5. Then it's Rinker, Fleming, and Makers. So Ashton Rinker has won all the events so far, but will this be the venue where someone new steps up to the top step of the podium? Well, one potential is from Canada. He's the only Canadian in the F1 field. Number 94, it's Rusty Wyatt, and he's looking forward to racing hard at Springfield.
Yeah, we're sitting third in points right now with Chris Fairchild and Ashton Rinker ahead of us. And like I said, back in Bay City, I'm going after that Rinker boat. We've had good luck the last 2 races. We've been second place in Toledo and second place in Bay City. So I think it's time to step that up one. I think the boat setup that we got here is really going to help us this weekend. We had some tough luck there yesterday, but today I think we're really got a little bit more. We're going to have some good luck today, I'm hoping.
Another man looking for glory is 39-year-old Californian from Santa Rosa, number 24, Spencer Love. He got a new boat at the start of the season, and he's ready to win.
We just kind of gradually keep working our way up. You know, the new boat started out at the beginning of the year, and it would have been nice to have it earlier in the year so we could have done some testing before the season. But I don't know, it's a lot of work. So we took our time, got everything ready, and I mean, now we're finally getting to the point where, you know, we're in the mix of things, and we won a heat yesterday, which was good, but we definitely had some breaks go our way, which made it possible. So we just need to keep working at it and try and get a little faster.
Second in the championship from Paw Paw, Illinois, with 25 years of racing, Chris Fairchild isn't worried about getting to a final with 25 boats and choppy water. Could it be his day in the sunshine here at Springfield?
The weather for this weekend looks fantastic. We're not supposed to have any rain. We're supposed to have a little bit of breeze. I hope we get some whitecaps on the water because I like rough water.
I was going to say, does it change the way you set up the boat for the conditions? Because it's going to be flat, but it's going to get choppy towards the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the right-hander is always kind of tricky. So last year we had a boat that loved that right-hander. This year we got a boat that we're going to see. My teammate, Dustin Terry, tells me that these boats turn just fine, but him and I like a different kind of boat, so I'm going to see if he's right or not.
Eyes to the right. For the first time this season, we do have a right-hander here at Springfield. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with the action from Ohio after this.
NGK F1 Powerboat Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by TireRack.com, revolutionizing tire buying since 1979. By Motor Trend On Demand. Visit MotorTrendOnDemand.com. Start your free trial today. And by NGK Spark Plugs, the ignition specialists.
Welcome back to Springfield, where Wake the Lake 3 is getting ready to go racing. Now, this is the first race of the season on a lake with a right-hand turn. So how different will that be to what they've experienced with the rivers?
It's a lot different where we've added in that right-hander this weekend. So it's just something we're not used to, and it's just changing it all up for us. So I think it's a good mix this weekend. It's going to be some very fun final with 25 boats out there.
Hi everybody, Ralph Shaheen and Tim Siebold with you as we get ready to go racing here. Let's take a look at this racetrack, and Tim, that right-hander, the story here at this event.
It sure is. It's a longer course for this weekend. It's protective, and it's absolutely perfect.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights. This is Heat 3, Group A.
You see Dylan Anderson getting a good start on the outside with the Yamaha, but Chris Rinker taking it up the inside and leading his first Formula One heat race.
Rinker out in front as we watch the 52 continuing to show the way here.
Dylan Anderson has been steadily improving in that number 17 all weekend long.
Rinker too tough to beat here today in this heat race. Chris Rinker in that bright yellow 52 gets his first victory in a heat race.
The results then in Group A: Chris Rinker, Johnny Fleming and Ashton Rinker, then Greg Foster, Dylan Anderson, Chris Fairchild, John Eady and Mike Mackes in 8th position.
Back to the racing action now with a highlighted coverage of Group 3 Heat B.
Rusty Wyatt looks like he got shot out of a cannon coming off the starting line there. Running down to the first turn, got Tracy Hawkins on his inside.
Hawkins in that yellow and purple boat. Boy, you can see he takes a much wider line through there.
He couldn't get through the corner on the inside, so he had to go through the rooster tail.
There's Hawkins on the outside of the number 40 of Austin Cheatham.
Jeff Shepard running his first event on the NGK series this year with Spencer Love right on his hip, and Spencer gets around him.
Spencer in the white 24.
That new Hoffman is starting to come alive.
Ontario, Canada's Rusty Wyatt takes the win.
Group B results then: Rusty Wyatt for Canada out on top, Spencer Love and Austin Cheatham, then Jimmy Malone, RJ West, Jeff Shepard, Jeff Reno and Mike Quidazzi. Now, after the break, we'll take a look at some of the action from the other classes involved in the Ohio weekend. It's the Wake the Lake 3, the 3rd annual Springfield event. Join us after this. Welcome back to the NGK F1 Powerboat Series Round 4 from Springfield, Ohio. Now, the F1 boats are the main attraction, but there's plenty of other action from this weekend. Let's take a look.
Beginning our coverage of the other classes with the youngsters and the J Hydros.
Oh, they're driving tooth and nail side by side, and at the end of the day, Alden takes the win.
That's Alden Merrill in the 17K. And boy, these things really slip and slide around the course, don't they?
They sure do. They're hydroplanes, and you got to use your body weight for the English to get it around the corner.
There's Alden Merrill, Shane Butler, and Jack Schubert, the top 3. Now it's on to the mod outboard hydro. Bigger boat, bigger drivers, and older competitors as well.
And very fast. These hydroplanes are capable of over 100 miles an hour.
Next up was the Formula Lights, and these look like the big boats, Tim, but they're a little bit smaller.
These are about a 72 mile an hour machine. They are exactly like a Formula One boat. The handling is just the same, only smaller version.
Problems for Jose Mendana Jr. in the 21.
Boy, these guys are having a heck of a race between Steve Merleau and Grant Schubert in the number 13. Grant's 15 years old, finishes right behind Steve.
And Carlos Mendana joins him in the top 3.
Now we turn our attention away from the lights and up the pace and up the size of the boats to the F1s, where speeds of over 120 miles an hour and pulling up to 7 Gs in some of the corners. This is not for the faint-hearted. Let's once again join Tim Seabold and Ralph Shaheen for the starting order.
Let's take a look at today's starting order for our main event. Ashton Rinker, Spencer Love, and the 20 and the 24.
Chris Fairchild in 8th position, but look at Dylan Anderson, number 17 and 9th.
Jeff Shepard and Johnny Fleming back there.
Tim Kraft, number 14 on the starting grid with John Eddy on 15.
Here's Austin Cheatham in boat number 40 with Tracy Hawkins in his main number 2. Getting ready for the Springfield F1 Grand Prix presented by Caldwell Banker Heritage, and we're underway here at Champion Lake at Clark County Fairgrounds.
Great start by Rusty Wyatt and Ashton Rinker getting off the beach well as down to the first turn.
Yeah, but a terrible start for Jude Gaspard. You can see he really struggled to pull away. Meanwhile, the rest of the field thundering across the lake.
Ashton Rinker leads Rusty Wyatt and Chris Fairchild across the first lap. You know, this course here, you can take a lot of different lines, so you don't have to be in lane 1 to make a good lap here.
Here's the view from Spencer Love's boat, the driver out of Santa Rosa Valley, California.
Great shot coming into turn 2. He's got another left-hander while he's chasing Chris Fairchild before the right-hand corner.
There's a look at your top 3. You can see the battle for second really starting to heat up. Fairchild trying to close in, and Love getting a look at the back end as they go through that right. And then, and a problem on the just to the left of him there.
Red flag, Mike Quindazzi had problems in that number 77 in the right-hander. These guys just aren't used to it. Mike's one of our rookies on this series this year, and this is the first experience he has in a right-hand corner.
Let's take a look at the replay. Watch in the spot shadow.
Looks like he gets it a little sideways, and it turns around on him and spins out.
Getting ready to get back underway now.
Let's see if Ashton Rinker can get that start again.
Here we go.
3-wave start here in Springfield, and you see Ashton Rinker just inching away right off the start.
Big field of boats here in Springfield, Ohio. The 3rd wave is underway.
Ashton Rinker, there's nothing like clean water. In the first couple laps, these guys are going to have to sort each other out so they get a little breathing room so they can drive.
There's that right-hander. Tim, is it the shape of the right-handers we watched from Spencer Love's boat, or is it just the fact that you have to turn right, period? Oh, boy, that gets tight.
Oh, looks like they bumped there.
Oh, they did.
Spencer.
And up and over goes the 93 of RJ West.
And Spencer Love involved in that. Boy, 2 brand new boats, and they got some damage on them.
And in that right-hander again.
Boy, it's really throwing these guys a curveball, and it looks like RJ's out of the boat, and he's going to be okay.
What is it about this right-hander, Tim?
For years and years and years, everybody's been used to turning left, so their boats are set up that way. 1 race a year, we come, it's a right-hander, and they don't handle the same through the right-hander. Man, Spencer's up and over the bottom.
Now we'll start him one more time.
First wave gets off. Looks like Rusty Wyatt got a little bit better start this time.
Boy, look at how tight they are. Fairchild in the 62, right in the middle of it. That's the 8 of Jeremiah Mayo just on the right, and the 94 of Rusty Wyatt to his left.
Rinker still pulls him. That's why pole is so important.
Well, you can see how sharp these boats turn.
They'll pull 7 Gs on a course like this in the corners. Clean water for Ashton Rinker. He can go where he wants to go, and the guy behind you, which is different for powerboat racing, is you got that spray to contend with.
You can see Fairchild trying to stay out of it. Rinker, Wyatt, and then Fairchild in that silver boat as he powers up out of the corner.
Jimmy Merleau in the number 69 on Fairchild's hip.
There's your top 3, Rinker, Wyatt, and Fairchild, as they come right at you.
As the race goes on, we're going to get in lap traffic, and the right-hander will really play havoc on the field.
The top 3 continuing to battle here. Rinker dominating so far. Jude Gaspard finally back into the fray. We'll be right back for more of the Springfield F1 Grand Prix presented by Caldwell Banker Heritage after this.
NGK F1 Powerboat Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by TireRack.com, revolutionizing tire buying since 1979. By Motor Trend On Demand. Visit MotorTrendOnDemand.com. Start your free trial today. And by NGK Spark Plugs, the ignition specialists.
Welcome back to Champion Lake at the Clark County Fairgrounds. Springfield F1 Grand Prix presented by Caldwell Banker Heritage. Ralph Shaheen, Tim Siebold with you. This has been a great main event so far, Tim.
It sure has, and Greg Foster in the number 53 got a bad start, but he's been marching through the field.
Foster is the second rowboat in line here with Reno just in front of it.
Jeff's having a good run this weekend, normally running the 120 class, and steps up and runs with us once in a while. Jeremiah Mayo coming through the corner and going in between, Johnny Fleming behind him, and Dylan Anderson all fighting for position.
See how much speed they carry into those corners. Rinker continuing to lead in the number 20 with Wyatt and Fairchild running second and third, and a problem there.
You can see the different lines Foster's trying to take to get around Jeff Reno, but so far he's unable to do it. He better look out because he's got somebody coming up on his tail right now on the inside, Mike Makis.
Well, he took a different line to that corner there, Tim, and I think it might not have been the better one.
No, and you've got to set up for the right-hander 3 corners before you get to it, so that way you're in the right position so you can get through it cleanly.
Watching from Fairchild, who runs in third. There's your leader, Rinker, in the yellow boat.
Ashton Rinker has got a flawless performance going so far. Let's see if he can finish it.
Jude Gaspard has had his challenges here this afternoon, giving us his view as he fights his way through the course.
Jude is running up the outside, and that's a good place to be, really, up that front straightaway.
Here's Rinker, who's been pretty flawless so far.
Rusty Wyatt in the white and orange boat, number 94, right behind him, and it looks like he's picking up a little bit, Ralph, in traffic.
Wyatt, a heat race winner, as we saw earlier in the show, the driver out of Canada, and Fairchild continuing in third as he's got Tracy Hawkins to the inside.
You know what? One of these guys makes a mistake. Fairchild's going to be there to pick up the pieces. Let's see how this plays out.
And you can see the battle for the lead starting to close in, and Fairchild doing everything he can to stay in touch with the top 2.
Lap traffic really can slow you down, or it can be your friend. Right now, it looks like Ashton's getting slowed down a bit, and Rusty Wyatt is being the beneficiary.
And where you hit that lap traffic is going to make a big difference too. Jake Alkema going by on the outside there. We saw our leader getting passed on the inside of him there. But if you hit that traffic at that right-hander, it could really be a problem.
It's going to slow you down because between the right-hander and turn 5, there's not any room to pass, so you got to follow the leader through there.
Fairchild to the outside of the 71 of Jimmy Kerr out of Lapeer, Michigan. That was tight.
It got tight on entry of the corner there, but Fairchild's a veteran, and he moved out. Mike Makis running with Dustin Terry right there.
That's a battle deeper in the field.
Well, Dustin's running a boat that he's not accustomed to. He's driving a backup boat from another team. So he is probably just figuring that boat out.
Dustin in the white boat.
Mike Makis, number 85, in the black boat. Coming up the front straightaway, 1 lap to go.
1 to go. Rinker has led every lap so far. Can he deal with this traffic for 1 more lap? And boy, he's got a lot of it.
Oh, he sure does. And there's Rusty. Rusty went tight. Ashton had to go outside. Let's see what happens in the final turn.
Wyatt giving chase. Rinker, Wyatt, and Fairchild headed towards the checkers. Oh no! A problem for Rusty Wyatt on the final lap, within eyesight of the finish line. And Rinker's going to take the win. And Wyatt is going to have to look for a tow back to the dock.
Oh, he was within 100 feet of the finish line. That is some bad luck. I feel so bad for him.
I don't know if he was going to catch our winner, but he certainly was going to be on the podium, and the frustration shows.
It sure does. That makes for a long ride home.
Confirmation of the result then. Ashton Rinker with another win. Chris Fairchild second. Jimmy Merlot in third place. Chris Rinker, Jeremiah Mayo, Dylan Anderson, Greg Foster, and in 8th place, Johnny Fleming. Heartbreak then for Rusty Wyatt. We spoke to him.
Well, Rusty, it was almost a brilliant day, and it just finished the worst possible way. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, what a bummer. We were catching Ashton that whole main event, I felt like, and the boat was running unbelievably perfect. The boys have been really working today trying to get that thing to come off the dock, and it definitely did some very, very good stuff because it was popping off that dock like crazy. unfortunately, we scattered a piston and just wasn't able to make it 100 feet too short. Really, really bummed about it, but you know what? We'll come back stronger and better.
Confirmation of the result, another win for Ashton Rinker. Chris Fairchild second, Jimmy Malone in third place, Chris Rinker fourth, Greg Foster in fifth place, then Dylan Anderson, Jeremiah Mayo, and Rusty Wyatt is eighth.
Well, Ashton, a phenomenal weekend, 4 for 4, but they made you work for it.
Oh yeah, they definitely did. You know, multiple restarts, but the motor was running good. The crew was dialed in. Rinker's Boat World, McLean Trailers, got it out front and ran hard.
And the man who couldn't believe his luck, Chris Fairchild.
Well, so I was out there. Everybody said, "Hey, white flag out." I checked up and see who was behind me, and I said, "Okay, I'm good." We fought trying to get through the right-hander this weekend just because of the design of the boat, really, and I screwed up on the balance. And then all of a sudden, my dad came on the radio and said, "Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up." I started looking in my mirrors like a madman because I didn't think anybody was near me, and when I squared up for the front straightaway, I saw Rusty's heart breaking and tears running down his face.
So with 5 rounds gone, Ashton Rinker increases his lead to 1,174 over Chris Fairchild and Rusty Wyatt. Then it's Love, Rinker, Fleming, RJ West, and Jeremiah Mayo. Still more action to come from this year's championship. Join us next time. For Ralph Shaheen, Tim Seabold, and our entire crew, I'm Jonathan Green. This has been a production of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.